Are your dahlias ready for the winter? If not, this is how to prep them. You've enjoyed a fantastic summer full of colour from your beautiful dahlias, and now it's ready to get the tubers ready for the winter. It's time to dig them up and store them. We grow all our dahlias on the nursery in pots. I've cut these ones down and we're going to show you exactly how to prep the tubers for the winter. The perfect time to get your tubers ready for the winter is either one of two things. Either once we've had the first frost and the leaves have blackened and started to die off, or if you're growing them in the pots like we are, you can do it before that, and we're doing it before that, where you cut them and get them ready, take them inside and get them ready to dig the tubers out. This is one I've done earlier, so this is the result we're looking for. You've got a little bit of a neck here and you've got the lovely tuber here, and we're going to store that. This was growing in a pot just like this, and we're going to show you exactly what we did to turn it into this. So what we want to do is take it out of its pot. So I've squeezed the pot to really loosen it. We've also reduced the amount we're watering it, so the compost has shrunk slightly, and I slide that out of the pot. Now what we want to do is get rid of all of this compost. Now it's a bit of a messy job, but the thing to do is just gently take away the compost which is sitting around the tuber. Take your time with it, because there'll be little bits of tuber you'll start to come across when you're actually doing it. So it's the tuber that we're protecting, that's what we're storing over the winter. So a little bit of a, like I said, a dirty job. And this one is a good example of one that's not going to make it because the tuber hasn't formed. So if your tuber is looking like this, it is highly unlikely you're going to get some good plants to grow from this. But what I will do is still keep these tiny little bits, still label them up and let them dry out in the crate. But like I said, it's highly unlikely it's going to grow, but if it does, it's a massive bonus. So you want to give the pot a good squeeze, and we've reduced the water in here so they're going to come out a little bit easier. And then what we want to do is just take away the compost, and you start feeling the tuber. It will be a funny shape, it might not be where you expect it. I can still feel a bit here, but you just slowly take the compost away and you start feeling the tuber. You don't have to be super gentle, but you obviously don't want to break them if you can avoid it. You can give it a bit of a shake to try and get the compost off. It is a messy job, but you slowly start seeing it. So you want to get as much compost off as you can, but we are gonna have this dry in this crate here in order to get the rest of the compost off. But you end up with something looking a little bit like that. Now what I need to do is put it in this crate. So what I'm going to do is just leave these in the crate. Make sure you've made a note of which varieties they are. I happen to know which ones these are. So make a note, you can label them. Sometimes you can put a label around here. Now the drying them out, I'm going to put in one of our greenhouses so they dry out a little bit for around about a week or so. Is the best time to dry, and it will make it easier to get this compost off. And once we've done that, we'll show you how we actually cover them and store them for the winter. So now, after a period of time, let's say around about a week to 10 days, you've let your dahlias come out of the pot or out of the ground. The compost around them has dried out a bit, and you can just double check and shake off any of the excess compost. So now it's a little bit drier. You don't need to get rid of it all, but get rid of any little bits of compost that was potentially lingering it to end up with a nice bare tuber. So what we've got is, once you've got your tubers all collected together, I've got one here, we've got the one that we Don't think it's necessarily going to produce all that much, but we're not wasting a lot. And we've got this one here. I'm going to store them in this crate and cover them with some nice dry compost. So I've got plenty of dry compost laying around. You can also use sawdust. That's quite a traditional thing to do. And some people will even wrap them in paper or something like that. And you just cover them up. It's as simple as that. Store them in a frost-free spot. Just cover them up. Lightly covered. You can get a few more tubers in there, but I did it obviously for the video. You could get a few more in there. Once they are stored like that, put it in a frost-free spot. A garage normally works really, really well. I know some people that keep them under the bed. So wherever you want to put them, as long as it's frost-free. And then come next year, which is going to be around about March, they will start lifting them out of here and getting them ready for planting. See you soon.